Welcome back inside. This is the SMX Insider post-race show. Jason Wagat, James Stewart up top, Jason Thomas and Katie Osborne from the podium, and some more stories to unpack. Dylan Ferrandis just got squeezed off of the overall podium today, but he did get third in the moto. And we have not checked in with the veteran and former 450 National Motocross champ in a while, so it'll be good to talk to him with the Phoenix Racing Honda. Let's go.
Dylan, so close for that podium, but Hunter and you were talking back behind the podium here, throwing some arm motions around. What were you guys kind of digesting?
I mean, it's difficult to digest, you know, what's P2 or moto and going for a podium, and yeah, Hunter got me in the last lap, but it is what it is. Yeah, very happy to be back in a podium moto. It's been a long time. It's been a very difficult season. Was struggling with some illness and a lot of physical issue, but yeah, very happy today. Finally got the day, a better day, and yeah, very thankful for all my sponsor, the team for sure. Honda, Phoenix, Factory Connection, everybody was working so hard, and it's been a very difficult season for us. And yeah, look like we finally got a decent result, so very happy about that. Monster, O'Neill, Bell, 100%, Arpin Star, Toyota Escondido, all my sponsors. Thank you so much. 5 gloves, like, yeah.
And Unadilla, a special place for you. I mean, last year, this year, you're starting to find that momentum here.
Yeah, I hope it's gonna keep going. But yeah, like I said, I've been struggling a lot with illness, and yeah, I hope it's behind me now, and I can do that every moto.
Yeah, we hope so for you. Congratulations, Dylan.
Almost a bit of a wild card now. Ferrandis not in the championship hunt like he usually is. He was second actually in the series last year and then won the title 2 years before that, but could be in this podium battle the next couple of weeks. It feels just like it did for him last year, where it started coming back together at Unadilla. Oh yeah, let's get these fans even more revved up, James. Bring some bikes up, crowd ready.
Good day for all these guys. Big day for Chase Sexton. I mean, Aaron's been pretty consistent all year. You know, he's always happy, but even Hunter Lawrence, I feel like we got a different rider. Honda knows they should be better next week. They've had an opportunity to be out here, see where this bike can be better. Good start.
Yeah, that is the 2025 Honda that made its racing debut today. And Hunter, that first moto win, that was huge. And the Unadilla faithful, 55 years we've had these big events at this track. That's about as long as it goes in this sport. Shout out to Hangtown on the West Coast and also racing about that length of time. Oh, they got the 55 sign.
Oh, nice.
Shrugs a little bit. He'd love to have won the overall, but that first moto, that was big.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, it allowed him, I believe, to even pass Dylan and get second in the second moto. That confidence and
okay.
Yeah, going the right direction.
That fan's going the direction back to the campground area. The Aaron Plessinger fans. Sexton keeps it rolling. It's also good to have the likes of Ken Roxon back. He was in the fight. Hope Cooper Webb's okay. Did not finish the second moto, but had a good start going there.
Champagne
So Megawatt Matt Watson, the live announcer here, getting these fans revved up. Here it comes.
Those champagne corks, they're dangerous, man. When things pop, they want to get there, but really cool. It's the one thing I do miss. It's being there so close with these fans.
Really?
I do miss that part, yeah. I do miss that.
30 plus 2, maybe not so much. Did you have that crowd, though?
I had some crowds out there. They like the old number 7. I mean, they like this number 7 too, but yeah, just to be able to pop that champagne, even though you're exhausted, fans are there. Told you that was Aaron in the crowd.
Yeah, Aaron's all over, yeah, exactly. Right where it was earlier. Jay Dungy is mechanic. Oh, he's gonna make the noise again. And that That is the man of the people right there. Let's show you the highlights of how Aaron Plessinger made it to the podium today and others. Highlights from Unadilla 450 Moto 1. There is Aaron Plessinger getting the whole shot. Right behind him, Hunter Lawrence and Chase Sexton.
Complete opposite what happened that second moto for Aaron. He was out front. Chase Sexton was able to get around. Hunter Lawrence snuck up the inside, and then Hunter fought back, got back up the inside of Chase. A clean pass right there, and that was a big move for Hunter because then he was able to attack Aaron later on that first lap, goes down the inside of him right after the mechanics area. Hunter looked like a different rider all day long, and especially this first moto.
Well, what proved it is he makes the move for the lead, but you see Sexton lurking in third. Then Sexton goes after Plessinger, gets to second right here.
Yeah, and all year long, when Chase starts rolling and able to catch these guys, he gets around them. So Hunter was able to fight back. You saw Chase spawn in that form, and he looked comfortable, so nothing was going to say anything different. Hunter makes a mistake, gets cross right around here, allows Chase up the inside of him, and in weeks past, that was it. But no, not today. Hunter Lawrence was fighting back. Chase gets a tear-off, kind of stuck, or he misses it, allows opportunity to Hunter go around the outside. That was a big move for the rest of the race because Chase couldn't get around him again.
Yep, that fight back right there. A little mistake from Sexton with the tear-off. Allows Hunter to get back by, but he held strong under fire all the way to the end. And a nice debut for the 2025 Honda CR450R. You see how much that meant to him.
Yeah, we thought he had a hand injury after that one, slapping that bike around.
Moto 2, this time Sexton with the whole shot.
Yeah, Chase, just like his teammate in that first moto, KTM had the bike dialed off those starts, and Chase Sexton got out front, and then Chase Sexton was gone.
Yeah, an alarming lead, like 6 seconds in a lap. Good start for Roczen, making some moves, gets around Ferrandis.
Yeah, after a quiet first moto, Kenny was up front, made some passes to actually get up in the second. This is towards the end of the race. Started seeing the laboring a little bit. He's been off for a while, and Dylan was riding good all day long. Was able to get around Kenny for second place. And then you see Jason Anderson trying to make the same after he saw Dylan get around Kenny. Kenny did a good job at fighting, hanging on to finish 6th, but these guys are trying to go towards the front. He has another 96, Hunter Lawrence.
Cooper Webb, a crash. Had a good start in that one, and then this would end his day. We just hope he's all right, because he was favoring the left hand or arm a little bit. Once he left the racetrack, there you see. Hopefully Cooper's okay and can return at Budds Creek next Saturday. Anderson and Hunter Lawrence, what a battle.
Yeah, these guys battle all race long. Hunter followed them, and then he tried making some passes, but Jason held strong, and this was at the end of the race, 2 laps left. And once he was able to get around, Dylan got caught up in these lappers and wasn't sure which way he goes. Hunter made an inside pass. He was strong here all day long. He was able to get around Dylan. Dylan tries to fight back, go around the outside of him, but Hunter holds his inside going into the next corner. Was able to hold on to second place, which didn't do much for him, but it changed the podium and allowed Aaron Plessinger to get that spot. Still, good day for Dylan Ferrandis. Better day for this number 4.
Yeah, first moto podium of the year for Ferrandis. 4 overall wins in a row, though, for the number 4 of Chase Sexton. And with a 28-point lead and now only 4 motos to go, championship likelihood increases for him. There's how close that was at the line between Lawrence and Ferrandis. And there's the podium. They're making a whole lot of noise when these 3 get over there. And those are the overall results as mentioned. Sexton and Lawrence tied for the day. Tiebreaker is the better second moto. That's how close it was between Plessinger, Ferrandis, and Anderson. They were battling for that final podium spot all day. Justin Cooper must have made a mistake early in the second moto. Only able to rally to 6th or 7th in the moto, 6th overall. Roczen 7th in his return.
Yeah,
Yep, go ahead.
I wonder, did Justin get caught up in that gate situation? Maybe his shroud blew off way past the one guy going down to mechanics here. It wouldn't be surprising, but yeah, that's your season points. Chase Sexton, 28 over Hunter Lawrence, Aaron Plessinger, 88 back, and you got Justin Cooper sitting in 4. These guys are getting ready for these playoffs. 2 races left.
Should be a battle to the end between Cooper and Plessinger. Lawrence, not quite in the position where he has to pray for a miracle or hope for help. 4 motos left, but a big moment could change it. Oh, this is cool. Phil Nicoletti is the Grand Marshal for this race, the New York native, racing at Unadilla for the last time. send it to JT.
Well, we have Phil Nicoletti, but we had a champagne mishap there. Bottle accidentally exploded. But Phil, this might be your last time ever racing Unadilla. We've been kind of celebrating you all season long. It's not the day you necessarily want it, but these fans, they love you. Can you talk about your emotions and just what this day and being celebrated by the Robinson family means to you?
Yeah, honestly, it affected my riding today. I got so much attention and all the love from the crowd and all the people, and I can't even explain the emotion that I'm feeling. Like I said, I'm an emotionless guy, but when you have all these people that truly care and people I grew up with in the paddock, and I never thought I would get the respect that I have. And after all these years, it's finally awesome to ride off into the sunset or whatever and enjoy my last Unadilla, my only podium here in my entire career. So thank you, everyone. It's truly been special, and thanks for everyone having a piece of it.
So at some point, we're going to have to talk about you giving everyone the finger and switching up that to mean like I love you. I think there's some sort of miscommunication about you telling all the fans what you really think of them. But I think it's truly remarkable. You know, like similar to you, we weren't winning races right at this level, but the following you have and the people that all have stayed here at the podium because they know it's you, that truly means something. I hope that's something you'll keep with you for a long time because it's something you'll remember.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I always went against the grain, and I always had my whole career, and it wasn't liked in the beginning when I was a young punk, but throughout the years, and the people really respect me out of it. And obviously the finger is just, it's a gesture, but everyone does it, everyone gets along with it, and it's just, again, it's out of love and out of respect too, and it's just something different. So it's my symbol, and it's New York tough.
Good luck the rest of the way. It's been a pleasure to watch.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it very much.
Well, I feel like I'm one of about 50 people at these races that can say, hey, Phil's one of my best friends. There's so many of those. And James, you really summed it up right. I was saying earlier that Phil's probably the only guy, there he is, that can be buddies with Hunter Lawrence and Cooper Webb, even when they're battling SuperCross title. He can be friends on both sides. I think he's going to go sign some autographs. But you said it's a real simple formula that Phil has and why everybody likes him so much.
Yeah, it's even that learned something new, the finger thing.
That is so cool.
Kid's so stoked, and this is something that he'll remember for his lifetime. Really cool about Phil being able to do this.
We hear that fan's name is Garrett. Thank you for hooking him up, Phil. That is awesome. Oh, and the autograph. That's so rad, man.
This is what I say. This is what I miss. Being in this position, and Phil's in a great spot, knowing his career's coming to the end, but being out here to race and enjoy it. And that's something that all athletes, I wish I would have been able to do. Really cool, man.
There's Phil's dad. Talked to him yesterday.
No, it was a great
Filthy
day.
crew.
Yes. So it's the honesty from Phil. That's what people respect.
Yeah, we were talking earlier, and it's that, yeah, he can be friends with myself, you, all these riders, because that's who he is. That's Phil Nicoletti, and he's been able to make a career. He's had a great career, but just his personality, and as he mentioned earlier, that's the lifetime, these relationships that he's able to build. He has a career, whatever he chooses to do after racing, but Phil's who he is because he's exactly who he is, and that's honest.
So that's the Elf Unadilla National in the 450 class. Congrats, Phil. We'll get him up there maybe again at Budds Creek. It's like him and Levi Kitchen, the home races. That's actually where they perform the worst. Here's the SMX combined standings from Supercross and Motocross. Hunter Lawrence up to second now. Has been closing on Anderson throughout this Pro Motocross campaign, and Jet Lawrence would still be the 4th seed in the playoffs. But there's 4 more Pro Motocross motos that he likely will not be part of. Cooper and Plessinger might go by him, and he'll have a little bit of a deficit to erase when the playoffs begin in September. So that's 450 class. That is significant, though. I know it looks the same at the end of the day to say Sexton wins the overall, but if you're Hunter Lawrence, you're leaving here saying, I didn't win, but that was a whole lot better.
For sure, if you're Hunter Lawrence, I think he rode great all day long. I mean, for Honda to come out here, as you said, take a chance with a new bike, I think the chance with them would be not having as much testing time if something would break or anything like that. That's where the chance would be, not necessarily for Hunter being out here, because they know it's better, and they also know to have a shot at his championship, Hunter needed something to be able to believe that he could beat Chase. So it's a great day for him, win that first moto, finish that second one in second. But I'm sure when he looks at the film, as happy as he is, he's going to see that 4 and what Chase did. he's like, man, now I got to do this. And it was a big day for Chase Sexton and Hunter Lawrence. It's going to be great to continue this.
Yeah, let's go to the Sexton side. I'm glad you brought that up. Everybody else was cool to have riders back, and Hunter improved, but that was also something special that we maybe haven't seen much this year from Chase.
We haven't seen it. I mean,
straight up.
Just straight facts. We haven't seen it. And Chase, he talked about it on the podium a little bit. It's one thing, yeah, you can work on that sprint speed at home all you want, and just like I want to be fast at the beginning, but you got to be comfortable to be able to do it. Like the gate drops, you got to be comfortable at going at that pace. And Chase, it just takes him a little bit longer. And I think the way this season's been playing out, he's been so strong at the end of the races. There's no need to take those chances. As long as those guys don't get too far away from him, I'll have a chance. But today, that second moto, you could tell me anybody in this field, 250, 450, who's pulled a lead like that, and for a while, probably years, who's gapped these guys that early in the beginning part of the race? I haven't seen it, and that Chase Sexton did it. So you know he knows he's strong at the end of the race. Now he's strong in the beginning. That number 4 is real.
250 class highlights from the Elf Fuels Unadilla National, round 26 of Super Motocross. 2 Kawasaki's up front in Moto 1. It's Levi Kitchen, Ty Masterpool. Also, Max Anstey is there.
Yeah, Levi Kitchen feeling good after a couple weeks off, after an off weekend in Washuga's hometown. Nice to see him back. And Tom Vial early in the race. This is the first lap. Close to Hayden Deegan. Another mistake in the beginning part of the race. And yeah, just a tough day for Tom. Was able to rebound in that second moto, but this first one wasn't able to get any points. Then it was Chance Hymas. Fastest in practice, over 2 seconds a lap faster than him. And he was able to get around Levi and start pulling away. Looked good for the kid right there.
Oh, he was gone. And here is Kitchen battling it out right ahead of Deegan, looking to make a move on Anstey.
Yeah, Hayden saw a chance getting away. I think he was just kind of waiting, as he mentioned on the podium, that Tom wasn't around him. So he was having fun, really comfortable, no pressure on him. Tries to go after Levi, and this was the big moment of the race. I think Chance was able to break these guys because he about had 8 seconds, and then Unadilla happened. Goes down, was able to get up and ride off, but that was a huge crash right there.
Luckily escaped major injury, and now that leaves Kitchen and Deegan battling for the win.
Yeah, these guys are battling for a while, and once Chance went out, as you said, they went in the lead. I think Hayden was riding with house money, having a good time. He was able to get around. He was whipping it once he passed Levi. Levi did a good job at keeping Hayden close, but Hayden wouldn't be denied this moto.
That's a big first moto win there for Deegan, but Kitchen kept it close right to the end, as you'll see there, and he's looking forward to a rematch in the second moto. And once again, he'd pull a motosport.com hole shot.
Yeah, this was clean. Had a Chase Sexton win basically out front. Levi was looking good all day, and I think he had a little bit of motivation because in his beginning part, just like Chase did in that 450, he set sail, got a little gap on these guys. Joe Shimoda was in third, and this was Ty. He was up in their first, up there in the first race, and then we didn't see what happened. The second one, up in second behind his teammate, goes down here. Tough way. This was Casey Cochran in the opening lap. Hopefully he's all right, holding his wrist right there. I know his mama, she'll keep him up. He'll be tough enough. A tough break for him after a few weeks ago getting his first ever podium.
Yeah, it was trending the right way for him. Here's Hymas, who did actually come back for the second moto.
Yeah, Chance, I mean, he actually made a lot of passes, so you wonder, like, did it just start, the pain start kicking in, or did he, hit something? But nonetheless, he was able to ride off, and I'm sure he'll recover and get ready for Butts Creek.
Joe Shimoda, second, keeping the heat on Kitchen until he goes down.
Yeah, and it looks like a simple tip over, but you can tell the height of that flagger. He had a big drop, and when he hit, it's a stud and stop that gets you, no matter how much it is, and it was tough to see Joe go down right there.
Yeah, bummer. So that was the end of the battle for the lead, because Deegan, back in third, was never able to really get in sight of Kitchen. He took over second, but this time not able to threaten him, and that means 2-1 scores for the 47 and an overall win, and that's 2 overall wins in the last 3 races. The only race where he's been bad was his home race at Washougal a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, Levi can finish this year off strong. I mean, he almost won that Supercross title. He's in second in points here. So if he can continue this momentum, maybe he has an opportunity to win the whole championship. Be a great year for him.
Yeah, could be SMX for him. And just as big a story, look who takes third. That is Jalik Swoll on the Triumph. First podium for them in the United States. It is their first year racing. They have a brand new motorcycle, dirt bike, that they've never made before from scratch, and they deliver a podium.
Yeah, look at those points, all 13. They tied. Jaleel Swole, Garrett. Shout out to him for coming back, and Mitch Payton. Good for him, and Max Anstey rounding out 5th place.
Man, Marchbank's almost podium today. That would have been massive as well in his return to the 250 class, and first ride in years for that Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. Now we look at the standings, and Deegan stretching the lead to 70 points, 50 available in each championship weekend. So that means it is very likely that Deegan can wrap up the title next weekend. And if you want to see that in person, come hang out at Budds Creek just outside of Washington, D.C. next Saturday. Vial, after the first moto crash, moved back to 3rd in the standings. We'll see what the situation is for Shimoda and Hymas coming up. Both Honda riders had some crashes today. So we're going to talk 250 class here. It's one that what might have been. It ends with Levi Kitchen with the overall victory. But I got to go all the way back to Chance Hymas. He was about to go next level. And you said it right, Unadilla happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time here, and look, it's those moments. And yeah,
Tom Vial.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tom Vial had a lot of moments this year where he was out front, had an opportunity to close some points down, and he has this happen. So for sure, for him, coming off that Supercross championship, I'm sure he's a little disappointed. Same thing with Chance Hymas after getting that win a few weeks ago, and then out front, the way he passed those guys in the opening part, you knew he had that belief. So tough break for him. And as much as Deegan has a huge points lead, but these guys are a lot closer than this point seem, and it's pretty weird to see that. Another crash with Joe Shimoda. Hopefully he's all right. It's a tough hit for him, and both those guys, but they're all fighting.
Well, Deegan made the point on the podium with that 2nd place finish in the moto, and overall, he's like, I got a points lead, and I saw a lot of guys going down.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden, I mean, he experienced this last year. I mean, it wasn't his fault, but he had something happen, and yeah.
Bike broke, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, this title is his to lose. So the only way these guys can get back in if you're doing something like that. I think the way Hayden played this thing was perfect. That first moto, those guys were out running. Chance was gone. I don't think Hayden was really worried about him, but once the race kind of came through, and if he's close, he's going to try to win. But if not, he'll do what he did that 2nd moto. Those guys are too far, I'll try to push. And if not, I'll just take my points and go on to the next race. So he's in a great spot. But, yeah, I think for him, he always wants to win. But the main goal is to be able to wrap this championship up. And he might be able to do it the first moto. If he gets another, 5 points over Levi, he might have a chance to win it after the first moto.
That's right. As for the Honda riders, it's one that got away. Let's send it to Katie Osborne with more on that.
Yeah, Weege, that's absolutely a good way to put it. The one that got away for them. What a roller coaster for Honda here this weekend. You have the bright, shiny lights of that 2025 bike. Hunter coming in with an overall of 2nd. Meanwhile, the 250 class just needing a little TLC. A tough day at the office, as the team was just telling me. Chance Hymas with his situation, we just saw what that gnarly crash looked like. I was actually standing by with Chase Sexton and AP watching that go down live, and everybody was concerned, hey man, he's not getting up, what happened? And of course, shortly thereafter, we saw him get up. He started riding again, and that is something that with Chance, you know, it's a guy who knew that he needed to focus on himself, and I think the bravery that Chance showed today with yet an update from the team on what really happened to him, the bravery for him to take himself off the track and say, I'm looking at myself right now and making sure that that's the case. Meanwhile, Joe Shimoda, we saw him go to the Alpine Stars. We saw him on that cart right there. The guy wasn't moving very fast from top up. We know that there is an issue there. They're trying to dissect it, diagnose it. And of course, that's one of those updates. Wait for next weekend. We'll figure out what happened to these guys here this weekend. And of course, we hope that they're okay. But we know that for Honda and the 250 camp, tough day at the office.
For a dull moment in Pro Motocross or SMX in general, when you combine these standings with the Monster Energy Supercross standings, they look like this. Hayden Deegan, a 43-point lead now over Kitchen. The key to understand is they will reset the points before the playoffs. They'll enter in this order. If it ends like this, Deegan will have what would essentially be a one-race haul of points for being the largest point scorer throughout the year. He would enter with a 25-point score. Kitchen would enter with 22, Bial would enter with 20. That's essentially the way it works. If one race is basically what the whole season gets you. So if you look at that and think, Deegan's got a massive lead when the playoffs begin. No. Sexton, same thing in the 450s. His lead is going to go away. Levi Kitchen is rallying at the right time.
No, absolutely. And, yeah, we got double points, triple points. Yep. So it's more important for these guys, Levi and, you know, hopefully Joe's okay, and even Chance, to be firing, at least winning races, showing speed, because they do have an opportunity to win this championship the whole after the playoffs. So for them, yeah, the seeding, they're kind of solidified where they're going to be, whether they drop down 1 or 2 spots, but it's more important to be firing. So even with Chance Hyman's pulling off the track, normally 2 more races, we're done for the season. Yeah. So it does make sense. Look, if you feel good on speed, which you've been pretty good, you're hurt, but you're not too bad, let's rest up. Let's go next weekend, because we know there's 5 more races left, and you still have an opportunity to make this a great year.
Right now, Hayden Deegan just trying to focus on making it happen and score his first ever Pro Motocross championship. As we said, with a 70-point lead, he's in position to do it next week at Budds Creek, so be there. We have seen the 250 title wrapped up at that event quite a bit through the years. Aaron Plessinger got his title there, Zach Osborne, several others, so that'll be a fun one to watch. Leads us to the Parts Unlimited upcoming schedule. That is next Saturday, August 17th from Budds Creek. Race day live coverage at 10 a.m. qualifying. Brought to you by motosport.com, and then Budds Creek Racing begins at 1 p.m. Eastern. Peacock and the SMX Video Pass, the place to watch it. We'll have an encore show Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on USA, or just come to Budds Creek outside of Washington, D.C. in person. We've been talking all weekend about the President's Club. That's a special VIP spot. Tickets are available for that. They're telling us it's the best seat in all of Pro Motocross. We argue that our booth might be a little better. That is priceless. You can't buy tickets to that. Maybe we should think about that. That could be a cool idea.
Yeah, we might need to sell some tickets. It's the safest spot up in here, especially at this place.
This is the real view behind us. It's not too shabby. Let's talk 450 one last time. Another thing that I like is this other battle. So we talk about Sexton and Hunter Lawrence quite a bit. Ferrandis, Anderson, Justin Cooper, Plessinger. These battles for that last podium spot have been great lately.
Yeah, no, it has. And I think about just in years past, I mean, pretty much ever since I've been watching races, usually when you get past the break, you know, after Washougal, yeah, you still have a championship battle. Like for God's, the top 2 in points, they race to the end. But now with this new playoff system, you have the fight just like you do in the beginning part, and that's when you see Ferrandis, like he's still fighting out there because they know there's more. And now that they were able to go through the playoffs last year and they know what it's about, you got all these guys out here racing like it's Anaheim 1 or it's the first race, because there's still a lot to fight for, and that's really cool to see. So the racing hasn't tailored off as it has in years past, because guys don't have anything. They're still fighting for that big old check and pride, and they know they still have an opportunity to finish this year off strong. Yeah, imagine Dylan Ferrandis, all the struggles they've had this year. If he rallies and ends up having a great playoff, the whole season looks totally different, which is the way playoffs often work in other sports that have them, and we're experiencing it now. Let's bring Jason Thomas back in with more thoughts on the 450s, JT.
Well, I believe that Chase Sexton made a big statement today, and he's been making statements as of late, but this one was a little bit different. He's been winning through fitness. It hasn't been through raw speed. Now let's jump back. Let's go back to May of 2023 and think about the Chase Sexton then, who was the fastest qualifier, 13 out of 17 rounds of Supercross that year, and everyone, to a man, knew who the fastest rider on the racetrack was. Now, it didn't mean he always won, but everybody thought he was the fastest guy. That hasn't really been the case since then. Jet Lawrence, Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb, Hunter Lawrence in this Pro Motocross season, all of them have kind of stolen that thunder away from Chase Sexton. Today was the first time that I saw him where he had speed to burn. When he really wanted to, early in the laps, he could just pull away from everybody. And don't let the 7-second gap at the end or even the 14-second gap that he had in the middle of the race fool you. I truly believe he could have gapped 20, 30, 40 seconds if he really wanted to, but that comes with risk. The point being, if Chase Sexton is going to get back to that same guy, the rider that everyone feared going in, the one that everybody almost assumed would be the fastest qualifier each and every weekend against the likes of whoever, Jet Lawrence, Eli Tomac, I don't care the name you put up against him, we all thought he could be that guy. Today was a sign that he can get back there. And James Stewart, you mentioned comfort the comfort would allow him to get there, being able to have the confidence to go that speed again. Today was a big day on that front, and when Chase Sexton lays his head down to go to sleep tonight, he's going to know that. He's going to know, hey, this was a turning point. And when we roll through Budds Creek, we roll through into Ironman, and then we show up at Charlotte and everybody is back on the starting line, I truly believe Chase Sexton will remember today and the way he was able to go in that first lap, and that might be the difference in SMX playoffs.
JT, I couldn't have said it better, man. Like, I absolutely agree. I think this today is a huge day, not only for, one, the championship, but Chase Sexton and KTM all year long, but Chase Sexton as a rider moving forward, because it is the first time since he's been on the KTM that he's had that speed, and it looked different than it did even on the Honda. So, yeah, I think he's preparing. He obviously knows that he has the fitness, even with Jet Lawrence. He's been strong at the end of races, but now I think he has the confidence no matter who shows up. If I get out front, I might be gone. And I remember the point even in 2008 when I came back, that undefeated season, I was always fast. But when I was able to finish off that first race at Glen Helen and I knew I had the fitness, there was no one was going to beat me, because I knew I can go deep in the race, I can outlast you guys, and if you let me out front, I can end this race in the first lap. So Chase Sexton probably has a sense of that today. So I agree, JT. It was a huge day for him and KTM moving forward.
Now, we will get Eli Tomac back next week. The folks from Yamaha tell me at Budds Creek. This is crazy. Here's Dylan Ferrandis. He's on the exercise bike. This is actually, he's not crazy. There's a scientific reason for this, right?
Yeah, he's trying to clean those lactic acid out, those muscles and stuff, keep everything going. You see it in other sports, whether it's the ice bath. This is our recovery, keep the momentum, keep the body flowing. You see it in Tour de France. Those guys get on a bicycle after they just rode 150 miles. Same thing in football. You see the guys on the sidelines, Tom Brady on the bike. So keeping it warmed up, but this is recovery so they can be ready for next week, Budds Creek.
And Ferrandis, yet another one rallying just in time for the SMX playoffs. What a great, fun, and unpredictable day at Unadilla. Didn't work out for some like Chance Hymas and Joe Shimoda. It was great for Levi Kitchen and Chase Sexton, who won the second 450 moto, but even Hunter Lawrence had some positives to take out of the day. Thanks for watching the SMX Insider post-race show from Unadilla. We are headed to Budds Creek. We'll welcome Eli Tomac back as we get closer to Pro Motocross titles and the playoffs.